Hey everybody, JCB here at the Awesomist, and you're watching the Awesomist Awesome List. Summer is almost here, the temperatures are rising, and there's no better time of year to visit an amusement park. But some parks here in Southern California, like Magic Mountain, are notoriously hot. So hot that the company consistently uses inclement weather as an excuse for park attendance being lower than expected. They of course never address ways to actually combat the inclement weather. You know, they don't install shade structures or misters or fans anywhere. They don't plant more trees or grass or really do anything that might help cool off the park, or at least the people in the park. They just like to complain that it's so hot outside nobody wants to come out to the parks.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
So what can you do as a visitor to the park to help stave off heat exhaustion and enjoy your day? Well, I'm so glad you asked, because here are my top 10 ways to beat the heat at Magic Mountain. Number 10, bring an insulated water bottle. Drink lots of water is the most basic and common sense advice someone can give you when it's hot outside. I get it, but it's number 10. They get better from here. I have made the mistake of not drinking enough water at Magic Mountain and feeling like death the next day. You want to drink a lot of water during your visit, which is why I recommend bringing an insulated water bottle. They do sell these at the park. They are stainless steel and they keep your water cold for like 10 hours. Think I should bring this thing in the park? $25 for a not Stanley? They used to offer these metal cups to members as like an upgrade, but they don't anymore. They worked really well too, but any insulated water bottle will work. Just you have to bring it to the park empty and then head on over to any of the shops that sell sodas or drinks or whatever and ask them to fill it up with ice for you. Then you can just head over to any one of these bottle refilling stations and get yourself some nice, cold, clean, filtered water that'll stay cold all day. Drink water, stay cool, don't die. Number 9, dress for the occasion. I have mentioned this a few times in various videos over the years about theme park attire, but every summer I still see people not at all dressed for the occasion. I'm talking suits and ties and really short mini skirts and just high heels. Things you should not wear. Let's just keep this simple. The bare essentials are a hat, sunglasses, tank top or short sleeve shirt, shorts, and comfortable shoes. And don't forget the sunblock. I may not be the most fashion-forward person on the planet, but you can bet your booty hole I'm cool and comfortable. At the peak of summer, being fashionable doesn't really help you when you're face down on the ground in the line for apocalypse. This is Southern California. Temperatures routinely get into the triple digits.
Triples is best, yeah.
Number 8, utilize the shady spots. Magic Mountain is well known for having no chill. And by that I mean, there's very few outdoor spots where you can escape direct sunlight. So here are a few you should definitely utilize. Most outdoor dining spots have shaded seating, so take advantage of that. There are also some grassy spots here and there, particularly over by Twisted Colossus that are usually nice and cool. The Midway actually has some shade structures and even some fans, which are a rare sight at this park. They added this new seating area where the egg beater used to be over by Justice League, and this bench by West Coast Racers is better than nothing. There's also a really nice shady path at the top of the mountain by Katie's Kettle or whatever, you know, on the way down toward Viper and Revolution, where actual trees create actual shade for most of the day. But there are large segments of the park that are completely uncovered and you feel like an ant under a magnifying glass. These include just like Six Flags Plaza and the area right there in front of Full Throttle. You have pretty much all of Looney Tune Land. You have the entire Scream Punk District, DC Universe, and the worst offender of all is definitely the Underground. So take refuge in the shade where you can. Number 7, ride coasters to cool off. One of the funnest ways to cool off at Magic Mountain is the exact reason you came to the park in the first place, and that's riding rides. It doesn't matter how hot it is outside, once you are up in the sky with the air blowing through your hair, you cool off really fast. On rides like Tatsu and Wonder Woman, the effect is so dramatic that when the ride is over, you can feel the heat return to your face and body. So get out there and ride some rides. That is if you can survive the lines. Number 6, choose your lines carefully. Some days it's just busy and you're gonna get stuck waiting in line, but not all lines are created equal. If you have to wait for an hour, it's better to do it in the shade than it is in the sun. So with that in mind, here are a few ride queues that are slightly cooler to wait in than others. Tatsu is largely under a giant shade structure. The same is true of almost the entire line from Twisted Colossus. Revolution is mostly in shade amongst the trees. Lex Luthor and Justice League both have mostly indoor air-conditioned lines, and most of the time the employees do their best to keep guests out of the sunlight in the Full Throttle line. Plenty of other rides have lines that are just hot as heck. I'm talking about like Wonder Woman, Goliath, Scream, the aforementioned Apocalypse. These are rides that their lines have some indoor elements, but they're usually not actually air conditioned, and so you're just in a big hot box with other people. The worst offender of this was definitely Superman, which had like this ice cavern aesthetic, which is just a cool joke considering how incredibly hot it got in there. Number 5, beat the heat with a sweet treat. So you've been sipping on ice water all day, just chilling in the shade, relaxing in between coasters, but it's still not enough. You're still burning up, you need to cool off quick. This is when it's time for you to grab a sweet treat. One of the quickest ways to cool off is to grab one of the cold goodies all over the park. You could try Dole Whip, Dippin' Dots, Ices, ice cream. It might be just the thing you need to cool off quickly. Number 4, utilize the air conditioning. One of my favorite spots to cool off used to be the Gearworks Theater in the Scream Punk District. Not only was the AC on point, but you also got to watch a cool show while you cooled off for a little while. It was really nice. It was definitely the best way to get out of the heat. But it doesn't look like they're going to open it anytime soon. So here are some other spots in the park that do have working AC and can help cool you off pretty quickly. The merch stores are the obvious choice because you can basically stay in there as long as you want, pretending you're going to buy some Stranger Things t-shirts, but you aren't going to buy any Stranger Things t-shirts. Anyway, the stores with doors that close are definitely better than the others when it comes to maintaining a nice cool temperature. Another good option is the Candy Coaster Company. Their AC is pretty good and they have these fans at the doorway that are meant to keep bugs out, but work really well for blasting your sweaty head with cold air. Alternatively, as I mentioned, there are ride queues like Drop of Doom and Justice League that are air conditioned. Likewise, the arcades stay pretty cool, but you have to share a space with nerdy kids too scared to go on rides, so that's not very cool. And then there's the Full Throttle Sports Bar, where you can get some food, get something to drink, and bask in the glory of central air. My point is, if you really need to get out of the heat, there are a couple of spots at the park that can literally be a lifesaver thanks to their AC. Number 3, accessory or necessity. So maybe nothing I've mentioned so far has helped, it's just that freaking hot. Well, in that case, you might want to check out some of these really cool accessories. See what I did there? Cool as in cool, but also cool as in cool. Why I get all the views. I already mentioned sunglasses, but if you don't own a pair or you lose them on a ride, you can grab some at most of the merch stores. Then you have things like these personal fans and these mister fans that spray you with water while blowing cool air on your face. And then there are the cooling towels that you wet, snap, and wrap around your neck. Umbrellas are also a great way to get portable shade, and you can get them at most of the stores. Somewhere around here, I have a misting umbrella that my wife bought me, which both offers portable shade and like a cooling mist. Definitely got to find that before summer truly gets here. Number 2, go on the water rides. Unfortunately, long gone are the days of being able to stand on the bridge at Tidal Wave and get absolutely drenched with nasty, stale, but crisp, cool water from head to toe and staying soaked for hours on end. Sadly, Tidal Wave is not coming back. But the park does still have 2 water rides that do a decent job of cooling you off fast. While Jetstream's line definitely used to have a lot better shade than it does now, that final drop is still a great way to get really wet, really fast. It's also pretty reliable. If you sit toward the back of the boat, you are going to get drenched. Roaring Rapids is a little bit more of a gamble. You could get more soaked than you've ever been in your entire life, including times when you went swimming in the actual ocean. Or you could walk away completely unscathed. Both have happened to me. In most cases, you get a little wet, but you'll stay wet for a few hours, which definitely helps. And the line for Roaring Rapids is mostly in the shade under trees, but you'll be in that line for a long time, so take that into consideration. Anyway, it's time to get to my number 1 tip to beat the heat at Magic Mountain. Don't go to Magic Mountain. What you want to do is once you go through security, make a right turn and head into Hurricane Harbor. That's the water park. That's where you want to go. Now, if you're dead set on riding some coasters, Hurricane Harbor closes at 5 o'clock. So if you want, you could then leave the water park and still go to Magic Mountain for a few hours, provided you have a ticket or season pass. Ideally, the park would install some misters and some more shade structures and some fans, maybe plant some trees, do something to actually make the park more habitable during these 100+ degree summers that are now the new normal, apparently. Once again, this summer is predicted to be the hottest summer ever recorded, thanks to an intense El Nino.
El Nino is Spanish for the Nino.
Just saying, it'd be nice if they were a little more proactive. Then we wouldn't need lists like this. Anyway, I hope this helps. If this video reaches just one person, that'd be really bad because usually my videos reach more people than that. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you think I missed anything, if there's other tips you think I should have mentioned in this video, leave those down below. And until next time, keep being awesome. Tell us what just happened, babe.
The phone fell off of a ride.
Yeah, the phone
West Coast Races.
just fell off West Coast Races, almost landed on us.
Not broken at all.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to find the people who it belongs to and throw it back at them. No, no, we're just gonna give it back to them. Because that would have been nice if it happened for us.
Yeah, they come out right here.
Yeah. Either we were too slow or